2, 3.
Hi.
Do you need the other people to talk?
Test.
When you just said hi, in my head, I said, 3 of these things belong together. 1 of these things just doesn't belong.
Testing. Testing.
Testing.
Testing. Hi.
Ashley's gonna fall asleep.
I feel you, Ashley. I am right there with you.
Well, she was up bright
I
and
got
early
the,
running.
7:30. No, that's because I have to drive for an hour today. That's why.
Oh.
Okay.
We're live too, by the way.
Oh, we're live now.
Cool. Hey, what's up?
Yay.
And everybody can hear us, I believe.
I hope everyone can hear us, but if they can't hear us, they can see us. So that's important.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for waiting. But I'm going to completely start the show over because we do record this for the podcast. So I need to start from the beginning. But thank you everyone for waiting. So welcome to the Dirt Trail Running Podcast. My name is Michelle Hartwig, and I am your host. And I am here with 2 very special hosts. Well, we have 2 hosts tonight. We have Crystal the Pistol.
Hi, everybody. I went to Florida. It was awesome. Okay.
And she ran on the beach.
I ran on the beach.
Yeah, at the end of the show, let's talk about your running on the beach.
Oh, okay.
And what you're training for.
Okay.
And then we also have our guest host is Ryan Steiner. And Ryan Steiner came to us at the Dirt Podcast and had a really great idea. And we love Ryan and wanted to support him. And Loretta says we're not live. And
No, it's a different live.
Oh, what?
Totally different
Go.
okay, no, we are live. She's on the wrong live stream. So
okay.
Yay.
Yay.
So this is a silly show. I'm sorry. But yeah, so Ryan Steiner came to us with an idea to help support inclusion in our sport. And I want to let him tell about it and tell about the very special guest that he chose for us tonight.
All right. So take 2. Thank you guys for having me on here again. I absolutely loved being on the dirt back in October after I finished running my virtual Hennepin 50K. And so I thought it would be really awesome if we could bring visibility to another autistic runner with your show during Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month. Visibility and inclusion are super important to me. You could say it's my passion. So I'm pretty excited to be here helping Ornery Mule Racing with their mission of inclusion and kindness to all people, with hopefully a lot more to come. And so Ashley was one of my first running friends who's also autistic, and she's an epic runner. She's so fast. And whenever she sends me her run data for the day, my first thought is always #goals. I would kill to be as fast as her. And she's running in the mountains, so even faster. And so when Michelle said yes to this episode, I knew immediately that I wanted to ask Ashley to be on the show. And I'm so glad that she said yes.
Yeah, welcome, Ashley. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And so, did you get to go for a run today?
Yes, I did.
Were you up bright and early?
No, I did it this afternoon.
Oh, okay. So, how long have you been running?
I've been running for 2 years.
Wow.
How did you get into running? Like, what made you think I'm gonna go for a run?
Well, I was looking for like running races on the internet, and this local store from Canada called Skip Hill popped up, and it was like I was like, oh, this looks cool. It was like a trail running club, but I was like, it said only from like 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., like 2-hour run. I'm like, sure, I'll do this. It said it to like, it's just like 4 hours of running. It felt like forever. It was like I did like 13 miles, and I never ran 13 miles my whole life.
Wow. On your
That's
first
awesome.
run?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you're a natural. I mean, your Facebook page, it's so fun to watch all the beautiful trails that you run on and the like FKTs that you're working towards. And do you have, what is your big running goal for 2021?
Honestly, it's to get the FKT on a mountain called Highland Peak. It's I don't know what it's in miles, but it's 6 kilometers long with a 700-meter elevation gain.
And is this
That's awesome.
Is that a trail you get to practice on a regular basis?
Yes, very much so.
You're already getting pretty close to that FKT, aren't you?
A little bit. I did it in 52 minutes in the winter, but I'm just gonna wait for the prime conditions and on a day where it's like not super busy and like super early in the morning kind of thing, so there's nobody affecting it.
And you said you did that in how many minutes in the winter?
52.
Wow. And so what is your favorite kind of run? Do you like to run in the winter? Like what is the best condition for running for you?
Honestly, I prefer like colder weather or winter, but it depends on where you go. Like it's hard to go some places traveling in the winter because it's like super high in elevation. It's too snowy, too icy, which makes it very difficult. And then the freaking like super cold weather, you can't really run in that either. Like when it's like minus like 8 Fahrenheit, it's like nope, I'm not running in that.
Well, I've seen you out in some pretty epic looking weather myself.
She sent me a picture in a blizzard the other day. I'm like, it was 80 degrees here.
Yeah, where do you live at that you get to run in a blizzard in April?
Oh, Canmore, Alberta, Canada. It was like I was skiing up Sunshine, like a resort called Sunshine, and it was like, oh, it's only cloudy, it's okay. But all of a sudden, it started like dumping on us. You couldn't see anything in front of you, and everything was just covered in snow, and I was like soaking wet, freezing cold, and I'm going like 20 miles an hour down the hill, and I'm like shivering,
Wow.
and my
Sounds
helmet was
epic.
like all full of snow.
Are you a member of any running groups or running clubs there?
Yeah, ski uphill, Calgary Trail Culture, um, Bat Hair Runners, and like a whole bunch of other groups.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you have a lot of running friends then.
Oh yeah.
So because the show is about we're kind of trying to raise awareness and acceptance of autism. I do have a question about autism. What is something that you would want people to know about autism?
But sometimes autism can be it's different in people. Like some people are more like on the severe side, like with like non-verbal. And then there's some people who are like mild symptoms, like still have high like anxiety, like super high anxiety, and can't cope with many things and do everything to calm themselves down. And then there's like the high functioning people like us.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of differences between us too. I like that quote that if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that I find interesting that I kind of want Ryan, he talked about it in the introduction, is Ryan likes to be referred to as an autistic runner. And then I'm curious how Ashley is. But maybe if you don't mind, Ryan, would you explain why you use that term that way?
Well, I mean, for me, being autistic is part of my identity. And over the years, it was something that I learned to really love about myself. And it's part of me. So I like to say that I am autistic because I don't carry it around like a backpack. I don't have autism like I have a backpack. Like you wouldn't say, I'm a person who runs. You would describe yourself as a runner. And so I like that. But I do know that there are a lot of people that prefer it different. And I'm definitely one of those people that's like, hey, what do you want to be called? Tell me. So
Yeah, because we want to refer to everybody the way that's comfortable and, completely respect that. Do you have any opinions on that, Ashley, that that you would want to share with people to help us understand?
Not in particular. I don't really call myself the autistic runner, but if I don't know, I'm okay with it, I guess.
Okay, well, yeah, that's good. Yeah, thank you, both of you, for sharing that, because we do want to bring awareness and education within our community, and make sure everybody feels equally welcome.
and the world is so diverse and different. I just get a kick out of highlighting the differences within people. I just think that it's beautiful the more differences you can find. So it's one of my things.
I love that, Ryan.
Is it my turn again?
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it is.
It's we have everybody listening. We're taking turns, and it's kind of hard to keep track of where we're at.
I thought it would be a good idea if we had questions available ahead of time, because sometimes it's harder for me to know how to answer if I don't kind of already know where the conversation is going to go. So I really I like to, and Ashley, you're saying, yeah, it does make it easier, doesn't it?
It does for sure, yeah.
I think it is me though.
And I did, for everybody listening, I did just throw in an extra question that wasn't on there. So I apologize for that. But I was just curious. And we normally don't have the pre-questions, but I like this. And thank you, Ryan, for setting that up.
Yeah. I mean, I expected that we would really get into conversation and things like that, because Ashley and I, when we've talked with Loretta, we really just got into running and it just snowballed. So yeah, for sure. But it is my turn. I found the spot. So Ashley, so for me, running is like necessary to do something like this if I don't do something fitness. So I was curious, how does running impact your autism, and how does autism impact your running? I guess that's loaded. Just the first part. How does running impact your autism?
I think it helps me like relax a lot more, and I find stuff out that I can't do, and then I do it several times, and I go, well, that's easy to do. So it's just practicing. Like honestly, the hardest thing for me is going off the trails into like ski slopes or like big boulders. I struggle with that just a tiny bit more than a normal person. Like I could do it, but the people I do it with sometimes want to do it really quickly, and I struggle with that. And I have like my adrenaline's like high, and then 5-10 minutes later, I'm done. Like I crash. Like I have no energy at all.
So you like have motor planning problems, like when you're trying to do something treacherous? Because I trip over my own feet if I like that, the adrenaline, but so is that how autism impacts your running too? Is that it's hard to keep up that?
Yeah, it's just hard to do it like faster, and yeah, finding where to put my feet is difficult, especially when like last summer I did like I think like 22 miles of like 10% trail, and the rest of it was like off the trail. So the last like 5 kilometers, I had no water and no food. So I was just like I was super dehydrated, and it's like 100 degrees outside. So it's like super hot, and I'm like dying of I'm like exhausted, like just about to overheat, and like I'm pushing it really hard, and then I get to the parking lot, I just lost it.
Yeah, so it was hard to keep it together socially along with all those other symptoms. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
How do you choose? I'm gonna go off topic again, but I apologize. But I like the trails that you run on sound really interesting. Like, how do you choose where you're gonna run at, and like what FKT you're going for?
It depends on the train and the trails. Like I just learned in the past, some of the runs like who the group will go with. Some of the runs, if it says open or exposure, I research into it to see what it's like, just because I don't want to go there but like, well, this guy's stuck with me because I can't do it. And it's like, so it really depends on the train, or like FKTs I'm going to, it's just a basic like mountain trail. There's no scrambling, nothing like in the way to stop me or slow me down.
What do you think your strength in running is?
Oh, the, my, I don't know, my speed and I don't know, like running up hills.
That's really cool. I love
If I
that.
had to pick her strength, I would say speed. When I pulled up her Strava right now, because she said everything in kilometers, and I don't do that. When she kindly switches it before she sends it to me, so it comes to, when she sends it, it says in miles instead of kilometers. But the last run I see on here,
Those today.
yeah, she got 1,900 feet of elevation and at a 9:57 pace, and I'm just like, get it.
Whoa, girl.
Well, you have a lot of fans, Ashley. You're
Yeah, I
you're
do.
quite an inspiration.
Thank you.
Do you have a pre-race or run routine?
Usually before I do a big race like a marathon or a long distance trail run, I usually just like, I like carb load for like 2 or 3 days just before it, and then I try to like drink lots of water, get hydrated, so I don't have to like pee just before I race, and then like I don't normally snack, but depends on what time I eat dinner at.
And how did you do your research to decide what your with just trial and error? Or did you do like research online
Like for what? Like a
for
sorry.
your pre-race routine with your nutrition?
Oh no, I just know the carb load.
How did you learn that? Did you Google it, or do you guys talk about that in your running groups
Well,
like that?
my parents used to be athletic too, so they know.
Nice.
They know.
Well, talking about nutrition, what is your favorite running snack or fuel?
Oh, definitely gummies
Gummy.
or like cookies or
You're taking
Yes.
Crystal the Pistol's heart right there. She loves her snack.
That's it. Give me those gummies.
I don't like, in my opinion, I don't like gels because I find that gels don't give you nutrition, and I have a tough time like getting them out of the tubes.
I have a tough time swallowing it once it's in my mouth.
I find it like it gets sticky too, the gels.
Yeah, I don't like gels either.
But a gummy, what a great yummy treat.
Yes, gummies.
What's your favorite kind of gummy?
Oh, that's hard to answer. Too many.
That's a good answer.
All of them.
All of them.
Give me all the gummies.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. So we did. I noticed that we did skip one question. Is there a sport that you would do besides running, or you would do if you don't run?
I would do biathlon or cross country skiing.
And have you done any of that?
I was a biathlete for 7 years. It was quite the challenge to be able to ski like a very fast lap and then try to shoot with your heart rate like 170.
Wow.
Can you tell us what a biathlon is and what it looked like for you?
Biathlon is cross country skiing and shooting, and so you ski like a 2 kilometer loop, and then you come in and like take 5 shots at targets, metal targets. So it'd be like a size of like a golf ball and the size of like a CD from like 50 yards away.
Wow.
And it got pretty tough at the end because I wasn't that good at it. Like I was good enough to be in provincial teams, but it just got difficult because of work and I wasn't getting enough training in. So I was like, I should stop doing it because I was like, what's the point of keep going and then if you go nowhere.
She says I wasn't that good, but I was on a professional team.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I'm
No,
glad you pointed.
provincial. It was the provincial team.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're just a really amazing athlete. I look up to you as an athlete for sure.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So now, Ryan, I got us messed up. So which question should we do next? Should you want to choose one?
Well, I think we did miss that one, but I can read this next one, I guess. So, and I mean, this one is near and dear to my heart. And also, anyway, a lot of people talk about the social problems associated with autism. Has running had a positive impact on friendship for you?
Oh, definitely for sure. Like I have one running friend from Canmore that's introduced me to like at least 4 or 5 people, and they all want to run with me too. So it's just kind of awesome, like how many people I met. But it's just unfortunate that they all live an hour away, except one of them. But it's life.
I've had that same experience. Just one friend in the running world, and I've like snowballed. I've wanted friends for so long, and then running it really changed it for me too. So I'm glad to hear that it's done that for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been great. Like my actual running mate, he's like always on my butt, telling me to go faster up on the uphills, or I just kick his butt. Like on Sunday, we did a run, and he was just like, "I'm taking it easy," because I did like a 26-mile like backcountry ski like yesterday. So he wanted to like have no sore calves or anything. And he's like, I was like, I just like don't say feel good to him because you feel good to him because he made me do like extra hills and like extra intervals. Like this is so hard. So I did like 14 miles. He did like freaking like 12 miles.
Wow. So I actually have another question that's not on here. Do you run with a lot of friends and stuff, but do you have a running coach?
I did have a coach last year for like when I did marathon training, but I just decided not to do it because I got the base. And then honestly, it's just because I was getting overwhelmed trying to go to work and standing on my feet all day and dealing with people. I've been doing like 20 to 40-mile runs or like 10 to 20-mile runs weekly. So it just got really exhausted again.
I hear that.
And we actually, I mean, there's a lot of people watching, and lots of praises I see are coming in. They're very much enjoying what Ashley has to say. So thank you so much. And Elizabeth Laura, she has a question for both Ryan and Ashley. And you can answer if you want or not, because we did talk about sending questions ahead of time. But this is what she asked. Do you find that most people in the running community are accepting of you? And what has been the greatest challenge you have faced as an autistic runner?
I'll go first. So what was the question again?
So, okay, yeah, let's do them as 2 questions. So I'll do her first one, or as one question at a time.
Okay.
Let's see. Do you find that most people in the running community are accepting of you?
Yes, I do. Most of the time, yes. As long as you let them know, like that's why I try to avoid like the difficult terrain because some people don't understand that I'm going to take a little bit more time and effort and they don't get that. But otherwise, I tell all my close running friends that I have it. So they just have an understanding that sometimes I'm going to struggle on different terrains, but otherwise they don't mind it. Like some people don't even know I have it, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. For both you and Ryan. Ryan, do you want to answer?
Sure. I mean, I've never felt the acceptance that I feel in the running community. Like it's my home. I love it. And I mean, especially Elizabeth. She's definitely one of the people who's made me feel at home in this community. And I definitely tell people, and that's sharing has definitely paved that way for me to feel accepted in the community so that I'm not afraid to let go and be weird. I love it.
Well, we're so happy to have both of you in the community and absolutely love both of you. Very, very valuable to us. So the next question is, what has been the greatest challenge you have faced as an autistic runner? And whoever wants to go first.
You can go again.
I'll go.
Ash.
Okay, it's just I find like the lack of motor skills for some of the training could be difficult, especially when it's like 10% of the trail and then 90% of it's off the trail. And I could do it, but it just takes me a little bit longer. And some people don't understand that. So I like I said, I try to avoid those kind of days. But the person I run with all the time said he'll go with me on those because he knows what I could do the best. So he knows I struggle on that. So I think I might just do a little more practice on that kind of train, and then I'll get faster at it, then I'll just be better. And then like that's the only thing I could really say that affects it.
I absolutely love your drive and dedication. Really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Ashley is that the motor planning is the hardest thing to tackle because it impacts everything. Right now, Coach Loretta has me slowing down, and I like to settle into a pace that feels real good and it's a rather high heart rate. So it takes a whole lot of thought and effort to slow that down. And I'm doing it, but it's definitely a challenge. And it's about the motor planning and stuff. And I'm pretty terrified when I'm on trails, and I see a spot coming up where I might have to jump over something. I'm like, okay, all right. It's like playing a video game. So it is definitely the hardest thing to tackle. I would have thought that it would be the social stuff, but you guys are great.
No, honestly, what I have to say that too is that some trails I just learned how to I'm already from my downhill the first time I went with this guy, skills were not that great, but now I just take the hills, I just go flying down the hills at full speed when there's ice, and I'm sliding around the corner, but I still somehow manage to catch myself and keep going. Around the next corner I slide and then I keep going. It does not matter. Today, this is funny, I was taping myself doing a Facebook and Instagram story running down the hill, and I saw these two cyclists, so I stopped. I'm gonna show up to these cyclists, and I sprinted down the hill full speed, just felt went down to the bush because I had slid all the way around. I was oh my gosh, but I still literally was still on my feet, but they were probably going, holy cow.
That's awesome.
I love that. That is awesome.
You posted a video on your Facebook of you running downhill like that really, really fast. And my heart was racing. I'm like, Ashley, you're going to go over the edge. Oh, wait, she posted this.
That was probably when I was going down Corrado. In the winter, these guys are go rip it, send it for the group. I'm okay. I was going fast.
You were killing it. You were totally killing it.
We need to find that video.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to find that video and put a link in the comments here because I want to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you for posting that video, and man, that gets us all excited to want to go run fast down a hill. Or not really a hill, a mountain. We don't really have mountains.
I know. Imagine how fast she would kill Hennepin after being that fast in the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, we want you to come out to Hennepin.
Okay, I'll probably fly down those hills like nothing. It's funny, I when there's nothing on the hill that gets in my way, I go a freaking 6 minute mile pace. Actually, no, 5 minute mile pace, 5:30 pace.
Killing it with speed.
That's awesome.
I did this one hill, it's called Grassy Lakes. Grassy Lakes is a very popular hike in Alberta, and there's Grassy Knob, which is a little more difficult, train and more technical, and there's the easy way down. And on Strava, I got the crown by a whole minute descending it because I was going a 5:43 pace.
Oh my God.
Wow.
For 1 mile. It's like flying down this hill.
That has to feel so good.
It
Mhm.
does, but I remember I was going so fast, my legs couldn't catch up.
I haven't felt like that since I was a little kid running down the sled hill.
And there's like all these tourists like, oh, what is happening here right now? It was so confused.
Oh, I love it.
That's awesome. So yeah, so now we're a little bit out of order again. So you want me to do the next one, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, there's just like 2 left on our paper. I was just enjoying the conversation. So
Yeah, I am too. But I want to make sure I follow directions. Ryan wrote up what we were supposed to do, and I want to make sure I'm following his directions. You
I
did
just
a
wanted
great
to give
job.
some questions that she already had thought about the answers to.
Yeah.
That helps me. I was just trying to be helpful for Ashley because we just talk about running. We don't talk about other stuff. So
That's so true.
Well, yeah, why don't we? I want to hear what you guys talk about.
running. We're just
Yeah,
she
it's
messages
so-
me, I killed this run tonight, and I get a Strava picture, and we just talk about our runs. And I tell her how slow I was.
Well, Ryan's been getting pretty epic with his videos too. Have you seen those, Ashley, where he's like, like going through a big puddle with slow motion
The
splashes?
slow-mo puddle. I love the slow-mo puddle video.
I saw that. That was so funny.
It was a lot of fun.
That reminds me of that video of I don't know who it was, but some girl named Ashley like jumped into like a cannonball into the puddle in the middle of a race.
I love water, any water videos when people are running through the water. I love it.
I love when I come home from a trail running in the spring. I'm like, when you're trail running in the spring when your calves are all covered in mud.
Yep.
I love
Absolutely.
that. If you don't get dirty trail running, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta love mud to be a trail runner. That's definite.
Well, the problem is that sometimes one time I forgot to bring spare shoes, so I can't even drive with my shoes on because my shoes are so muddy. I was like, had to like drive with like bare feet.
Been there, done that one.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, these shoes are so dirty.
So do you know who Patty Runnalls is? I'm thinking it might be somebody that you're related to.
That's my mom.
Yeah, so
That's my mom.
your mom is on, and she's asking if you've ever been injured.
Oh, yep, I got injured once. I got it's all started like I was finishing a run, I broke I had like a really sharp shooting pain at my leg. I was like, oh, it's just a muscle, I'll go away in a few days, blah blah blah. But the pain never went away, never got better. So when I went to the doctor, and she's like, it could either be shin splint or stress fracture. So I went to go through all the jazz to get the bone scans and stuff like that, and x-rays, to only find out later it was a stress fracture in my tibia. So I was out of running for
Oh
like
my
2
God.
months.
Oh no.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
What did you do? What did you?
I researched it, and it said if you do too much too quick or too much pounding, your muscles get too fatigued that the impact goes to the bone. And I only been running for like not even a year, and I started training for a marathon. So all the marathon training, just the impact of the road and all the running I've been doing, but I was racing every 2 weeks, so it just got too much.
Yeah, I think that we all learn from, I think that's the best way to learn is from the little mistakes that
Yeah.
we make, because we get so excited about training and then we do stuff, and like it's so much better than learning it in a book, even though it kind of stinks to be injured for a bit.
Yeah, it was a hard 2 months. So I was like, the only thing I could do was ride a bike or ski, but I couldn't do squats or any leg workouts because there was just too much impact, and I couldn't do my job because I couldn't like pack groceries. So I was just like doing the door at Costco. I was just standing there like greeting people.
And you like to be moving, you're more comfortable moving all the time than like standing there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a greeter.
Well,
Was that awkward for you?
Yeah, it was either that or do nothing.
Yeah, well,
Or don't have a job at all. And I would have been way too bored. And my anxiety would just be going, I would be going stir crazy if I couldn't run. If I sat at home and just think about it all day, it just gets worse.
What would you want to tell other runners or let me see, I'm trying to read this question here we got.
It's 2 questions that got put into one.
Oh, okay.
What would you want to tell other runners about yourself?
That I am I'm a pretty good runner when it comes to like, I'm a really good runner when it comes to terrain that doesn't require rocks and bouldering. Like this is the basic trail I'm okay with, or flat running, I'm way too fast for anybody now. So I'll just tell them, just be aware of the fact that I'm gonna be a little bit hard. Like it's a little more difficult for me to do off train running, like mountain running, rather than just trail running that's steep.
Do you like the off train running? Do you enjoy it even though you don't feel like that's your strength?
Yeah, it's just fun to learn how to do something crazy, like learning how to like watch where you step in. And like I had last summer, I was so tired and like hot that I slipped off a rock, and the other corner of the rock cut me like right in the middle of the shin. So like I had this big huge gash on my shin from like the freaking rock that like ripped it open. But you just learn as you go, like don't do that, or just make sure you don't kick rocks at people. Or
I'm wondering if your mom, she's on here. Like, I've got a question for Mom. Like, do you get worried about like these mountains she's running down so fast? And do you know, Ashley, if your mom worries about you?
sometimes she does. But like when we're gone for like 8 hours, she starts to like sometimes we're out of service. So I got this thing called a Garmin Image Explorer, which has I could text out on the satellite, and it tells my parents that I'm okay or whatever. But sometimes I forget to turn it on. So when I come like back into service, like 8 text messages, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Are you fine? Like, are you alive right now? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I've been on the trail for like 8 hours, so no, I'm not okay. So I made it out safe, but I'm physically missing not okay right now because I spent 8 hours in like a hardcore day of train.
I'm tired and I need gummy bears.
Right.
So when you're on the trail for 8 hours, do you carry like a pack with all your water and stuff?
Oh yeah, I bring like water pack of like, okay, what's 2 liters in it, and then so I don't know Imperial that well, but 2 liters of water, and then I try to bring a flask, like extra like water, but it depends on what we're doing. Like if we're doing a super long run, I try to bring as much food as I can and as much water as I can.
Do you run any place that you can get water like from a stream?
Yes, but we have to bring like a filter because the bacteria and stuff in it is not that good.
Yeah. Do you have any other special interests?
I'm getting into backcountry skiing, and I also do like cross country skiing just for fun.
We skipped another one again.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You go for it, Ryan.
Is anyone else in your family a runner?
Not currently, but my mom was a track runner for several years. She could have gone to the Olympics. Like she ran like 800 meters and
Nice. Coach Loretta likes the track right now.
Yeah, she does.
So your mom, Patty's on, and she says that she worries about you all the time. And she also says, I think the running community has been so great, and they push Ashley and support her at the same time.
Oh, yep, they do. She's not wrong about that.
The running community
yeah.
is a great place for sure.
Oh, they push me all the time. Like I come home from a run, I just want to like lie down and sleep like right away. Or like if I get to the parking lot, it's like want to lie down on the ground.
So you leave it all on the trail.
Oh yeah. After my first 51K, my first 50K, I just remember getting to the grass and I see my running partner lying on the ground. Like, I'm doing the exact same thing.
There's a picture of me laying on the ground after my first 50K too. That ground never looked so good.
I was like, it's grass. I don't care how dirty I get. I just want to lie down. And for like the next 2 days was like hell too. I'm like, I really have to go to work after running 50K. Like, oh boy.
Do you have something that you like to eat at the end of a long, like a 50K or something like that?
Oh, pizza and beer and burgers. Any calories, like any food, it's just anything. Honestly, when I'm super hungry for running, I don't care what food it is. I just want food now. Like someone can make me like the spiciest thing ever, I would eat it.
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
Pizza's one of my favorite after run snacks too, for sure.
Pizza and beer.
Yeah, you got to get those muscle relaxers, right?
Right.
Admirals, drink Gatorade. I do everything I can after I've run so hard or so long. I don't care. It's just calories.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite kind of beer?
Oh, like fruit beers, like raspberry beers or like peach beers or.
Yeah, that sounds really good. That would be the kind that I like.
Fruity beers, yeah.
I just
But
like
I just learned after I run, I gotta eat food before I drink beer because I could like buzz so quick. It's true. I drank like one pint after I ran once on an empty stomach. Oh my gosh. I felt it like so quick.
So your mom wants to know, ask you if you have any energy left after you clean the house.
Yeah, there's a joke on Facebook about that. And it says, you have enough energy to run a 10K, but don't have enough energy to clean the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's all of us.
That's so true.
So true. It is true.
The truth is right there.
Yep.
I'm too tired. Let's go to the trails.
Right.
Good questions, Mom.
Honestly, it depends on like how long I run for. Like after a super long day, I don't feel like cleaning the house.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel like doing anything after my long run. Just cuddle with Kala.
Just want to sleep.
Yeah, I mean that's like the best part about a run is like I mean maybe not the best part, but like that sleep after a run just feels so good. You know, just curling up on the couch.
I honestly came home from some runs like where like my legs are shaking, like I could stop like walking. I could just feel them vibrating.
You really work hard. I mean, I am super impressed.
Like you're in my place in Canberra, which I'm at right now. It's a condo complex, but it's no elevator to it, so you have to like walk up 3 flights of steps. And like the stairs are like hell after like a long day running.
Right.
And like even some days when I hurt so bad when I walk down, I have to walk sideways. Took it to that level.
Well, I absolutely adore your love of running and especially of running fast, man. We can just feel how good that feels.
Yeah, I was like few weeks ago I did a 10 mile and then now in 7. Like just full, like I was on fire. Like I don't know where this came from. I was like looking at my pace. I'm like, I'm going like a 6:50 is my average pace. Okay.
Wow.
That is That is
I
awesome.
mean, like I don't know what happened, but after that, I was kind of freaking out that I had another injury because my hip was so sore I couldn't like walk on it that side for like 2 whole weeks. I'm like, what did I do to my muscles? And I went to the chiropractor. Like, you're just like super too tight glute muscles. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
oh shit,
chiropractors are
okay.
great. We had a chiropractor on the show and we learned so much.
I didn't realize that when your glute muscle hurt, it goes to your hip and it goes to your knee. And that's what
Mhm.
happened. I was like, what's happening here? I was like super confused of what was going on. But I was like, I hope it's not a T-band injury.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a brutal too.
Well, that's all totally awesome. Is there something else that you wanted to share about your running? We also have got the Ornery Mule Stubborn 5, but I want to make sure Ashley shared everything that she wants to share about herself.
Oh, I actually have some pretty good stories of what I got into running. Like, I did like a 22-mile one with like a 5,000 foot elevation gain. And I thought, I was like, it just can't be that bad. But half of it was like on a ridge and it was all off terrain. And I just remember like having no energy left in that one. And I was like, what am I getting myself into? Why am I doing this? And then I learned I'm going to research my runs better. And then the next day, I was like, and then the next year, I was like, oh, I guess I'll be doing something like that again. So it's like a freaking 25-mile run, like trail run, with like an 8,000 foot elevation again with nothing but like scree and all off train on like 100-degree day, and the sun was out the whole entire day. And I was like, I'm so hot right now, and my anxiety kept kicking in. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make this. But the guy's like, oh no, calling a helicopter 5 kilometers away from the finish. I was like, okay. So I was like walking, running, jogging, and this finger was like, anyone want some candy? I'm like, yes, please. So I took like 2 handfuls of candy to scrub the back. I was like, any calorie is gonna help me right now. And I was like, this is like dumb. I went for my friend's I went for my friend's birthday. We did this mountain called Prairie Mountain. And they did it like this mountain's like only like 3 kilometers long, but it's like you gain like 700 meters in 3 kilometers. So it's straight up. And so we get like, I was like, she's like, yeah, we're gonna do a marathon this. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I guess I could attempt to do 26 miles on this trail. I got to the fourth one, ran out of daylight, but holy cow, I gained over like 9,000 feet in like 8 hours and 24 minutes.
Oh my, so much
Wow.
great adventure.
Yeah, and the aid station was like at the bottom of the trail. I ate like 6 cookies and like drank pop, and I was still like not getting enough calories in the consumption.
So, I mean, these amazing places you run, I'm thinking that there's like wild animals. Like, have you got to see any like cool wild animals out on the trail?
We tried to avoid seeing bears and stuff like that, but I seen like mountain goats and marmots. But bears, we have a thing called bear spray, and you bring this with you. So if you encounter a bear, you pull it out and it's like pepper spray a bear.
And you haven't got
But
you haven't run into a bear, thankfully.
no, I haven't run into one, but someone had a black Newfie, like dog breed Newfie, and those are giant dogs. And I remember one time I was like, I see a black nose and black paws, and I screamed from the top of my lungs, bear! And I turned around, I'm like, oh, it's just a freaking dog. Like, the owner's like, we get that all the time. Like, I was so scared. I thought it was a bear on the trail. It's just a dog. I was literally about to pull the bear spray out. I'm like, it's just a dog. But honestly, this like when I go trail running out on the mountains, I don't go by myself for that reason.
Okay.
Like I try to avoid trails like that, and like in the winter, I would go by myself, but I'm just prone to getting lost all the time. So I just avoid places I don't know where I'm going, not to go there. Like Highland Peak, I could do by myself because that's a very popular trail, and I don't think there's gonna be bears up there. But like places like some of the places I run, I wouldn't do it by myself.
Yeah, that's really good to take that precaution. And
Or like,
you're familiar enough with the area to know where it's safe.
yeah, like all the big tourist attraction trails, I don't mind doing solo because there's so many people on the trail. So if I get hurt, someone can rescue me. That's another thing too. What if I get injured and I'm by myself? Like, who's gonna help me out of there?
Yeah.
And
What?
also, what I
Go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Also, when I do like super like when I go like super long runs, I always have um bring extra layers just in case someone gets hurt and you have to wait for the helicopter or something to arrive.
Yeah. Do you always tell people where, like, do you leave a note of where you're running?
At the service, I text to say where I'm going or we're leaving. But if I have my satellite phone, I just say we're leaving or we're going to be delayed. But I can't really text the details of where I am because it's hard to explain like location.
Yeah.
But the thing I have, it's you pull the SOS button and it sends a signal to like dispatch, and the helicopter receives the exact location you're at, and they come find you.
Wow. That's like,
Yeah,
we don't run in any place that we carry something like that. That's like really like hardcore.
yeah. I'm also planning to do a trail called the Rockwall Trail. This is like a 55-kilometer day. Like, so it's like we're gonna like spend like 10 hours or more on the trail. But the person I ran with, she's like, "Oh, you could do less than 6:48." I'm like, I don't think so. Like holy cow, that's like a big elevation day. I don't think I could do less than 6:48, which is the current record.
Well, I am super impressed. Your like love for running and your passion for the trails is like just makes you want to get out there and try really hard stuff. And get muddy
Thank
legs because you're not trail running unless your legs are full of mud.
Yep, that's so true.
Should we do the Ornery Mule Stubborn 5? And then if anything else pops up, feel free to share it.
Sure. All right, let's do it. All right, the Stubborn 5. What are your favorite running shoes, Ashley? And Ryan, you can answer too. What are your favorite running shoes?
Oh, Salmon, like Speedcross, Scots, and I think Solomon's definitely my favorite brand of all the shoes because they fit the most comfortable. I never got a blisters from those shoes. And I also have like a pair of winter running shoes that have like spikes built in them, so I don't have to worry about putting spikes in the shoe myself, which is pretty nice. I just wish they were high top. In the winter, sometimes the snow gets so deep that your shoes get all covered in snow, and when your feet get wet, when your feet get cold, it's super miserable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you have a favorite, Ryan?
Yeah, man, I got so much battle with shoes. I do not have a favorite. I have a favorite. I have a favorite in the respect that I like a good solid bottom where I can feel the impact. The softer the shoe, the less I get feedback to my brain, and the more I'm gonna fall. So something with a good bottom.
Oh, yeah, that's a good description.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually
But
the
the
same
thing,
way.
Yeah, gotta have that
but
input.
I'm looking for a shoe sponsorship, and I feel like Salmon would be the best shoe sponsorship because they're the most comfortable shoe I'm wearing. The Scots are good, but I find that if you don't put them on properly, like the lace, I don't like lace shoes. Every time I trip on the shoelace, I keep falling behind and I keep falling behind. It's like super annoying, but Salmon's like a pull tab.
Yeah, they should sponsor you.
For real.
I-
Hey, Salmon.
and
Check out how
I
fast my friend Ashley is.
how
if I
cool
put-
too.
I feel like if I put my resume for like what I've done, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, she's definitely getting sponsored."
I think that you
Like
should. And plus your
like, I
social
got,
media.
I got like first in this, second in this, podium this. Like I basically podium all my races except two.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh.
Yeah. What is this race called? It's called the Red Bull 400. and the Red Bull 400 is when you run up the landing of a ski jump.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
you probably,
videos of that. Wow.
yeah, I did that at Whistler in Canada. Oh my god, that was hard. And like I only found it like 2 hours later that if you get to the top 50 in your gender, you take the top 50 to like the next round. I got 49th. I was like, oh my god, I have to do this again in an hour. Like this is hard. I was like in tears, like, are you serious? I just made the top 50 in the world. I'm gonna get to do this again on the
Wow.
exact same day.
I actually have a story about Ashley doing the Red Bull thing, because that was when I first realized that she was also autistic in the trail and ultra running group. And so I just thought it was so cool that she did it. And I like Googled forever this race. I was like, I'm going to do this someday. But really, it was just, I want to do this because I want to be friends with this other runner. And so finally, I like hovered over the friend request forever because I'm very nervous about making friends. And she was definitely one of the first like internet running friends that I made. And so like I sent her a friend request, and like maybe within an hour, she was like, hey, how are you? And I was like, I made a friend.
I love that.
I really wanted to talk about running with someone. So that Red Bull one was that was epic when you did that. I loved
Oh, thank you. It was super challenging because like the first time I did it, I was like, I feel pretty good. And then the second time I did it, I was like, the top, it's you could see the whole part of that race is that it's only 400 meters, so you could see the top of the finish line. Like it's not that bad 400 meters, but 7 minutes 28 seconds later, like yeah, that really hurts your legs. Like I get to the top and it's collapsed because I was like nothing on my legs. And I was like, how the hell do you even train for this? Like, I don't know how people train for that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no physical way.
It sounds insane. I want to watch a video of it.
I'll send it on a link later. You could see, watch it.
Oh, good.
It's, yeah. But yeah, it was just like the world championships too. I was like, I think I was like 35th in the world or something.
Wow. That's amazing. Great job, Ashley. That is really
Thank
cool.
you. And I was like, this is not something I probably would do it again though, because I'll probably be better at it now.
Yeah.
With all the hills I've been doing.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure you'd be better.
Like the people who are like win this, they freaking run like the whole thing. I'm like struggling. I'm like I'm on my hands, using my hands to walk up the slope because it's so steep, and they're freaking like running up this.
My gosh.
But if you look at their body, they have giant muscles. Like they're built to do that. I'm not really built to do short, steep stuff. I'm built for long distance, but I think that's what helps with it is because I have the endurance. I can just push through it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Without the muscle tone to do that, it's insane. I'm like, these girls have like thighs the size of my like calf. Like they probably couldn't fit skinny jeans. It's so big. Like they just build muscle. It's like they looks like they have sprinter bodies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Question 2. Oh, go ahead, Ashley.
I was like, I just need to go to the gym and do squats all the time.
There you go.
They get the muscle tone.
I love a good squat. I love squats. Anyone else? Squats? Yes? No? Yes?
I used to do CrossFit for fun, but like because of COVID, they're doing Zoom classes. Mm-hmm. I don't feel the same vibe as I do like going to the gym, so I just stopped doing it for a while. But I would do like deadlifts or freaking like overhead squats or like still like clean and jerks and like all these weird really complex. I'm like, how do you even do these? But like it's self-fitting CrossFit. Like we do like mile runs, and I pass everybody like 2 seconds. I feel like the last person there, I just sprint past them. They're like, oh my god. Like,
that's gotta feel good.
It's funny. I feel weak when it comes to weight. I can like 40 pounds. I'm proud of that. They're lifting like 200 pounds, so I feel like a weak, really weak person. And when it comes to cardio, I just destroy them all.
We all have our strengths.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not there to be bulky, just build muscle, that's all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I've never done CrossFit, so.
It's fun.
Okay, the next question for Ashley and Ryan is, do you have anyone that you look up to or an influence in your life?
Oh, my running partner. My running partner for sure, because I remember the first time I met this guy, and I was like, this guy is just insane. Like, what kind of guy is this? Like, why is he running fast down the hill to film people? Like, what kind of person is that? The second time I ran him, I was like, this guy's insane. And then one day I texted him on Facebook. I said, hey man, do you want to go for a run? He's like, sure. And then like we went running together, and I couldn't even run the hills. And now it's like this guy is like taught me how to run the hills. I'm like, you should know taught me how to do this stuff now, because no one wants to run with me.
That is
Like,
awesome.
and he's like always pushing me, and he's taking care of me, making sure that I'm okay. And I just, yeah, I feel like it's more of an friendship though.
Yeah.
With this
Ryan,
guy.
what about you?
I mean, you know my answer. It's always Kala.
I
She's
know.
always
I
been
know.
an
I
influence.
know.
Even when you put it like, even when you changed it to looking up to, I was like, is there someone else? But I mean, no one tackles the world like that little girl. I just, she's the one who makes me who I am, for sure.
Yeah, we love Kala.
We do love Kala. All right. Next question is, what is your best running memory?
Ooh, that's that. I have a lot of memories. This is gonna be a while.
What about
sorry,
what about your like the best, like pick a couple really good ones, like ones that stand out.
Okay, so obviously the first day I went traveling, like with this group of people, this club, I just thought this is going to be a pretty good trail day.
Nice.
I was like, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So I was like, oh, I'll just do this. And then like I remember like going to like we did parts. I was like, what? Where are we going? I was like, what trail is this? I had no idea where we were like half the time. And I was like the slowest people ever. And I couldn't stick with the slow people. I was like, this is like, why am I getting myself into this? Blah blah blah. Then the next time when I was like, second time out, I was like, oh, this is not bad. But then, yeah, like ever since I did that run, I got hooked to it, and I can't get off of it now. It's just like insane. And then obviously my first 50K is my second best memory, because I never thought in a million years I'd be running marathons, half marathons, or ultras. And the first 50K we did, we were like, let's do this in like 8 hours. It took us 6:24 to do our first 50K. Like we were like, it's because we started old downhill. So, and then just the experience of like going to like a trail that says it's only 5 miles long. You think in your head, 5 miles is not that bad, but it's 5 miles of roots and rocks you try to avoid, and your legs are exhausted. We just ran like, or we ran like 17 miles. So my body's just tired, and we're trying to run through like rocks and roots and all this stuff. And then my first marathon is definitely my memory, because I remember going for like, I was at like at a 8 minute mile pace for the whole entire thing. And I remember being my pacer. And then about like plotting mile 15, I started to lose like fading. I could feel myself fading. And then by mile like 18, 19, I had nothing left in me. I was cramping and crying, and like I had like no electric lights, or I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure it's because where I live, it goes from like 4 degrees Celsius to like 20 degrees Celsius like an hour. So we're like, I was overheating or something, and I wasn't getting enough nutrition and water. So I wanted to give up so badly. Like I was just had nothing. And then my coach like said to my parents, if I didn't hit the wall, I would have done a 3:28, but I still managed to get a 3:36. And my Boston Marathon time, qualifying time, was 3:30. So I just missed it by 6 minutes, unfortunately, but that's okay.
What was the name of your first 50K?
It wasn't. I just did a trail. It wasn't a race. So just specifically like my friend's like, let's go run 50K. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
yeah. But I'm planning to do one called the Grizzly Ultra this year.
Ooh, I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in Canmore. It's like on the Nordic Center trails, like the bike trails, and I'm pretty sure I destroy that one because it's all flat there. So as long as I pace myself,
Yeah, how do you learn to pace yourself?
I just go to the back. Like when I go to the start line, I just go with the like in the middle pack or more towards the back, so I don't like push myself out too hard.
All right, Ryan, what's your best running memory?
Oh man, like Ashley, I have a lot of them, but I have one. If given the time to think, I always come to it. And I mean, it's not that great. No one else was there, anything like that. But that moment when I ran my first 50K and I had 2 miles left, and I stopped and I like looked at my watch and I just started to cry because I knew that I could finish that. And I struggle with a whole lot of self-doubt in everything. And it was the first time in my whole life that I ever knew for sure, without a doubt, I'm going to do this. And I've never felt like that about myself. So it was the one moment in my entire life that I was without doubt in myself. And it just like even telling you about it makes my heart race and the adrenaline just goes all the way to my fingertips because like I'm like, I gotta feel like this again. And it was hell at the 26-mile mark. So when I made it to only 2 miles left, and I knew no matter what, I could make myself go that far, that there was just nothing that I've ever felt like that. And so I go back to that memory when I have doubts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt like that too. I was like, I always thought that it was crazy about people who ran like, I was like, why the heck would you run 26 miles, 30 miles, and freaking like 13 miles? Like, what is wrong with people? Like, why would you put yourself through that pain and misery? No, like I'm like, oh right, I've done 26 miles, several 13-mile races, and a 31 mile. Like it's just crazy. Like, what's the next thing to do? 100 miles? Like, I don't know about that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Do
Okay,
it.
you said it.
You said it. You put it out there.
Recorded now.
Damn it. I have to do 100 miles.
And we want you to do it by here because we want to meet you in person.
All right. Whenever we're allowed to travel again, that's the problem. I don't know when.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole restriction thing, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to travel. Well, I mean, I can fly to the States, but I have to isolate for 14 days. So it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe next year when things are a little bit more back to normal.
Whenever the borders open again and everything's in control, I could start coming over there. And I think about, I don't know, I should do 50 miles first before I do 100 miles.
That's okay. I think that's a good plan.
50 miles. There's a race in Squamish, BC in Canada called the 50-50, and you run 50 miles the first day, then like the next day you run 50K. Like that's so crazy. So you run 80K and 50K the next day. Like how? How do people do that? Like I'll be exhausted. I'll take like 2 weeks off after running 50 miles.
Yeah, that's a really cool looking race. I bet you would do fantastic at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing there's a race called the Golden Ultra, and the Golden Ultra is like a ski resort just like an hour 30 away from Canmore, and it's like a super steep ski resort, and they have a race there, and there's you could do like a full pipe, which is when you run you do the 5 kilometer vert challenge, and then you do like the 60K ultra the next day, and then you do half marathon the next day. But I built on the 60, so I'm doing the vert challenge and the half marathon.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah, but the vert challenge is gonna be hardcore.
For
You
sure.
get like 3,000 feet in like 2.5 miles.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like straight up. Like it was like that's straight to ski hill. I'm like, you kidding me? Like I'll be so trained if I'll probably win that. I have no doubt.
All right. Next question is, what is something that no one knows about you?
Oh, but I used to be nonverbal until I was
Okay.
4.
All right, what about you, Ryan?
Um, I am absolutely, utterly like pee your pants terrified of spiders and snakes, and I like trail running. So if you ever hear me,
Because
I
of
have
what?
to
There's
go
a good
across my
chance
foot.
there's a spider or snake nearby.
Yeah. I killed a spider the other day, which is kind of out of character for me anyway. I don't even want my wife to kill them. But when I told her, she was like, "Good job." I'm that scared.
That's funny. Have you ever counted like poisonous snakes there, Ryan?
I've never I don't think that in the area I live that there are any poisonous snakes. I'm always terrified about the just like outer edges of my running. I have like a area that I'm allowed to get a race in and not have to ask my wife, can I travel this far? And I think that there's like rattlers on the other side of that area. But
Okay. Well, honestly, it's okay to have a fear of it, but I'm more worried about when I travel. We're gonna counter like a grizzly bear or some black bear that's gonna chase us, and that's pretty damn scary.
yeah, that's probably way more dangerous than
Like,
my
I'm assuming you
Peter
guys seen the
Pan.
video. I'm assuming you guys seen the video of the guy that was being chased by like the mountain lion for like the whole way down the trail. Like, I don't know where that was. Was that probably Alaska or something?
He
It was
was
like,
on this podcast. They had
was
him.
he?
Interviewed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Was that the guy was being chased by that? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I heard about the guy that killed the mountain lion on the trail run.
I never heard that.
Yeah, we tried to get him on the podcast, but we never could get a
I
hold
saw
of him.
that.
That
Yeah,
was
he
in
killed some like
Colorado.
cub or something. It
Yeah.
was like he was like doing a race or something, and some mountain lion was gonna attack him or something. So he killed it.
Yeah, he
Wow.
wrestled it.
He wrestled it. That's crazy. I'm like, I'll be like peeing my pants if I saw that thing, and he's like wrestling this cub. I'm like, that guy's got some damn guts.
Well, Ashley, you said you always run with somebody. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you're faster than everybody around, so I think you're pretty good with the wild animals. You just have to outrun the person you're with.
Yeah.
Right.
I would never do that to anybody. Just leave them dead. Well, honestly, I would be more grizzly bears are more like protective. So if a grizzly mama saw you, like if she saw you and you saw her cubs, she would start charging at you, and that's really really scary. And a lot of people get into this situation. Like I know someone who almost got attacked by a bear. Like the bear was like this close to her, and she had to pull a bear spray out. This is freaking sprayed a bear.
And the bear spray worked then? Obviously, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
but sometimes I practice using it. You gotta run away as fast as you can because you can inhale it and it just burns your throat.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's pepper spray basically.
Yeah. But it's good
It's
to
way
hear
more
that it
powerful.
works.
I need
It does
snake
work,
spray.
yeah. And you just try to make a lot of noise. So you go la 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 la. You go heyo heyo. Talk the whole time.
Well, speaking of animals, do you guys have any pets?
I have a dog,
What kind? What's its name?
a Labradoodle, and her name is Pearl.
Oh, I love Labradoodles.
It's so energetic.
They are. They're fun though.
Like mine's 13, and she doesn't act like she's 13. She just runs around all day.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love animals so much, but unfortunately, I do not have any pets anymore because Kala is very allergic, and
That's
it's been rough trying to figure out what kind of pet can I cuddle that's not
Oh.
furry.
actually Ryan, Labradoodles are hypoenergetic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
So-
are.
So that's a good dog to buy.
I was thinking about getting like an iguana or something. Could you see me showing up to a race with my iguana riding?
Yeah, I actually could.
Unfortunately,
I would-
my dog is to the age that I don't take her on my runs because I feel like I'll give her a freaking heart attack. Like I'll probably kill
Right.
her with my speed and her age. It's too much.
Yeah. I know. I
she
wish they'd
likes
live
to.
forever.
She like when she was a puppy, she'd be like, we took her for like 10-mile bike rides, and she freaking be like next to you, and you could hear her ears flapping. And yeah, she was super like athletic when she was a puppy. So she's still like she jaunts, but she's not like I can't take her for a 20K run or kill her.
Is she there with you now?
No, she's at home.
Okay.
This is my second home.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, we have 3 places. We have a place in Calgary, a place at Lake Coco Lake, and then the place here in Canmore. But I mostly come to Canmore because that's where all my friends are. And
is that where your favorite trails are?
yes, that's photo trails, like local trails. I know like every local trail in Canmore, and I'm pretty sure every local runner knows who I am because of Strava. They can look at Strava like, dang, she got the crowd on this and this and this. Let's try to find out where she is. And they start following me on Strava. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
You do have a lot of Strava awards.
I know I got like the other day I had like one time I had like 17 achievements in one run.
Wow.
And like 3 cups. And like several personal runs.
That's awesome.
So that's really good motivation for you. Like that just shows how well Strava works. It gives you a chance to be competitive.
Or like I did like 2 Fridays ago I did a run in Calgary, and I was 1 second off the crown on a segment. I was like,
1 second.
1 second, and the person behind me was 1 second off of me. I was like, what's happening? It was like super tight at the top of me. I'm like, oh.
That's just one blow of the wind.
I was like,
right.
It's like the thought of it was like, I should have not walked that segment or slowed down.
Yeah.
It was actually downhill, so I had no excuse, but that's okay. And
You're
the person
gonna
they
have to go
beat,
back.
the person they beat, she did the rock wall in 6:48. So I go, oh god, this is like record time. She's got like, in the store I go to, like the running club I'm with, the store, they have like a FKT board. I'm going, oh god, I beat Alison McDonald on this, and now like I'm gonna try to beat her on these like this records, but there's no way.
Well, that's super cool. I love that you're so well known in your area and that you have lots of great things to compete at, and you definitely inspire us.
Oh, thank you.
So
Hashtag goals.
yes. Ryan, do you have anything else that you wanted to add on for tonight?
I don't think so. It's been great.
Yeah.
I just thank you, Ashley, for
Oh, you're welcome.
do this.
I can't wait to share this with my Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a true honor, Ashley. We really appreciate you coming on, and thanks for dealing with our little technical difficulties at the end, but we had some fun dancing beforehand.
Okay. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we can have some fun dancing right now.
Yeah, we learned.
Shopping cart. Yeah.
I love that. That's so related to my job, the shopping cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. You just pretend to push the cart.
Or the bagger now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the bagger.
The bagger or the cashier.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I think we should just get on a call like every once in a while just to stay caught up, because we really had a lot of fun with you, Ashley.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
I keep trying to talk her into coming to book club because it's a lot.
I'm sorry, but my running mate does all the shit in the day, so we have to do something in the evening. Like we do grip runs in the evening, so it's hard for me to get to it, and I feel bad to bail on him every week, and he's upset that I can't go with him today.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, you can't. He's like, damn it.
I know, but you did something super awesome, and like for real, I just love that we got to do this for Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I put my autism awareness thing on Facebook. I got like 211 reactions on that post. I was like,
Wow.
that is crazy. Like, and like 40 comments.
Well, you guys are really uniquely awesome, and we love
Mhm.
both of your stories. And Ryan, thank you so much for coming up with all of this. Loretta's asking us, I can't read the whole thing about maybe can you guys share what your social media is? How to get to like your Instagram page and your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Mine is running with Kala, but if you type in hashtag running with Kala with no spaces, you'll find us because I put it on every picture. Otherwise, it's underscore between each of the words. And you can follow me on Facebook, but Instagram's really where I have all my running stuff every day. So I'm not bombarding everybody. Look at my run, but I post every single run with
And
Kala
we
on
love every single run that you post.
So my actual Facebook name is Ashley Runnalls, and my Instagram name is, hold on, I can't remember my Instagram name. Ashley Running with an underscore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to remember we'll have to put that in the comments on here. So Ashley Runnalls.
Yep.
And for Instagram. And yeah,
I
thank
can tell you
you.
to spell it because it's hard to spell it.
Okay, yeah.
My last name is RUNNALLS.
Okay.
And it's ASHOEY.
Okay. Thank you,
Because
Ashley.
a lot of people don't know how to pronounce my name. It's funny.
Really? How do they pronounce it?
The Runnalls or Reynolds. No. Or how to spell they take one O to put I in it.
Oh, okay. I like that your name has the word run in it.
Run in it.
That's right.
Everybody's laughing.
Is
I was
cool.
like, it's in your blood. I'm like, yeah, it is in my blood.
Right.
Yes, it is. Yeah, well, you've definitely, our entire audience is totally inspired. Ryan, you are awesome. We love having you. Thank you for everything you do for our community. And now Crystal the Pistol, before we leave, we're going to hear about her running. I did not forget that she is training for something, and she did some training this last week.
I was really hoping you'd forget, but yeah, I'm running Kettle 100K after deferring because we didn't run it last year. So I'm running it this year, and I went to Florida over my spring break because I'm a preschool teacher, and my parents have a house down in South Florida, so I went down there, and yeah, I just got up and ran every morning. I didn't run on the beach every morning, but running on the beach was a highlight. Like as the sun was coming up, it was gorgeous. It's not like Baywatch running.
It's not like what you see in the movies, but it's like looks really beautiful and perfect.
Well, the beach looked beautiful. I did not look beautiful.
We wanted like the slow motion.
That's right.
Running down the beach.
Oh, it's like a Blue Crush where she's like running on the beach in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like that.
No, it was not like that. It was, it was just dorky old me running on the beach, and
I was told, but it's good for your calves to run in the stand.
Well,
like
you know what?
I
like parked in the parking lot, and then there was like a 1 mile boardwalk down to the beach. So I ran down the boardwalk, and then I took my shoes off and left them underneath the boardwalk, and then I ran barefoot down the beach.
Yeah, that's what I was. It's like snow. Running in snow for us is good for your calves. I could snow, you could sand.
Yeah.
So I did this run. We did this running, me and my running partner, and like we were like Lake Minnewanka. It's the most beautiful like trailhead in Canada. And my goal is to run the whole thing, but there's a thing called Elmer's Pass, and I was like, oh, let's do Elmer's Pass in the middle of February. I bet you it'd be plowed. Nope. We postponed for half an hour. We gave up. We're like, we're not going to there's 1 mile left. We're not doing this. So we got like up to like waist-deep snow. Like it was ridiculous. We were postponing it.
Your mom's probably like really scared watching right now.
I was like, I've been running back then. It's actually fun when it's post toe. Like, you're like, but one time I like your feet. It's just hard to run when it's like that because your foot, like, it goes from like in the snow sometimes here. It goes from like 1 foot to like you could sink like 5 feet. Like it could be up to your knee all of a sudden. Like there's one spot it's like top, and the next spot you step into, and you sink like way down.
That sounds
I will
really
take the beach
amazing.
running. I'll take beach running over
Well,
snow running
like
any
in the summer
day.
we got a big snowstorm here in Calgary. It got we got like like 10, 15 feet of snow, I think we got, and like a 20, like less than 24 hours. And I decided to go running in this, and nothing's plowed, no sidewalks are plowed. And like this is literally, it's so embarrassing. I didn't see a curve, and I tripped over a curve. I like fell flat on my face in the snow because I could not see the curve. It was all covered, so I tripped over in the middle of a grocery store parking lot. And I was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to the beach with Crystal.
It took me like, usually it takes me 5 miles. It takes me like 35 to 45 minutes. But that day it took me like 2 hours to do 5 miles.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture you posted on Facebook of that, and it was
It was
pretty
like
funny.
up to my knees of snow. It was so fun. I'm like, this is
It was
torture.
so fun.
And then like we got like a cold spell. I was like minus 15 Fahrenheit. I was like, I'll go running outside in minus 30 Celsius. And like I wore like a parka and fleece, a base layer, and a buff that covered my face, and freaking a wool toque, and like 2 pairs of like tights, and then a freaking warm-up pants, and then went up there with shoes and like socks. And I lasted about like 5 miles. Like, this is so cold.
Oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh. Yeah, Crystal
Yeah,
would not handle that very well.
And like I got a picture of myself, like my eyelashes are like all frozen, my hair is all frozen, my jacket was frozen on the inside. And I stopped and I took my mitts off. My whole body was just steaming. It was so hot.
Crystal,
Like,
did you say you were running kettle? You're running.
Yeah, I'm running kettle.
I'll be there volunteering in the middle of the night.
Okay. Well, I'm running the 100K. So, yeah, I hope to see you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will be coming in like at the cutoff time. So,
Yeah, so he's doing the Ornery Mule, the trail team aid station, right?
okay.
Yeah.
So that's out. The 100K course doesn't go by there, but
Oh.
you'll have to stop out and say hi.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'll see you this weekend too, though.
That's right. I will be at Earth Day. Yep. I'll be there both days.
Yeah.
speaking of that, my friend Calgary friend's doing 100K this weekend too.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just doing 5 miles. I keep trying not to say the word just. I'm doing the 5 miles.
Yes,
I'll
I
tell
think
you
that's
what,
really
that
good.
5 mile loop at Earth Day is no joke. I did the 50K a couple years ago, and by the end of it, I think there was a picture of me coming through the finish line where I was like,
Well, I'm very excited because Loretta's had me cutting back to the 130 heart rate for a while. And so I was like, so do I have to do that during a race? And she said, no, you just run. And I was like, so now I just have this adrenaline building in me. I get to run on Saturday.
Oh, we
I just-
can't wait to see this.
You know what makes me laugh the most about us runners is like we say, all they do like a certain distance. 5 minutes later, like, yep, I'm doing more than I need to be doing.
Yeah.
Right.
That
I'm
happens
feeling
all
good.
the
I'll just
time.
add on
I'll
another
I'll
5.
just add some more, like, or add some more mileage, but I don't know I need to.
Right.
But my goal for this year is to do 2,021 kilometers of running in a year.
Wow.
Nice.
Right now I'm at 656 kilometers, so I'm pretty damn close to this goal.
Good. Well, we'll have to follow you on Strava and watch you slam that goal.
For
It's gonna be hard. I had like 2 years ago, fortunately I was gonna go for 2,000 kilometers, but that's when the injury hit. I was like, 1,849 kilometers, and then I got injured.
Oh.
I was so mad.
Well,
I
be
was like,
careful
oh,
this year so that doesn't happen.
I will be, but I wasn't that year. I was racing every 2 weeks after the marathon too, but there's been no racing, so that's why I want to go for goals too, like FKTs.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I going to accomplish? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I want to do sub 40 10K too.
Ooh. Yeah. Do you have a
Yeah.
race planned for that?
No, I just gotta find I found someone who could pace me for it. I just need to find someone who can like where to do it and when to do it. But I feel like if I go to the a flat train, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you
Just-
let us know when you do it and keep us so that we can watch and cheer you on here in the States.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing these FKTs. I gotta plan these out.
Yeah.
I gotta do it on a day where there's like nobody that's gonna affect me.
Yeah.
Like I can't have tourists and people in the way.
I can't even imagine what tourists think when they see you go flying down the trails that they're on.
Oh,
Right.
they're like look at you going, what the heck? Like they're all scared of you. They're like dying when they're walking down grassy. I'm just like flying by them like full speed, like sprinting as fast as I can.
That's got to feel so good. I love it. I can feel it in my bones.
What's so funny, I was doing a trail run one time, and there's these like 3 fat tire bikers, and me and my running mate were walking, and we passed these bikers walking, and their friends are like, come on, dude, you're getting passed by the runners.
What was it, because it was really technical and you guys, or like what, how did that make you faster?
No, I think it wasn't technical. Maybe it was a little bit technical, but riding a fat tire bike is extremely difficult because if you don't turn the corner properly, go off the trail, you pedal, but you pedal like nowhere. I
Yeah.
learned that. Like I did that like 2 years ago, and I like was pedaling, and I just fell on my back and hit a stump
Yeah.
because you go off the trail. Like these are tight turning, like they're like berms, and they're extremely tight switchbacks. So it's hard to turn your bike.
Yeah, I'm real curious about these trails. Like, I want to come see them. It sounds like stuff that I haven't been on.
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I have been to Whistler that you talked about, but I haven't been to a lot of these places. It sounds really cool.
Have you ever heard of the Gross Grind?
I have not.
Oh, it's the Gross Grind is like a mountain in like North Vancouver, and it's 3 kilometers, but you gain like 860 kilometers in 3 kilometers. Like it's straight up.
Oh my gosh. Is there a trail that you can follow, or do you have to like plan a route?
No, it's just a trail you go up. My mom did it too, but unfortunately, because it's so steep, they don't allow people to go back down the trailhead. So I had to wait at the top. Like in Vancouver, it's like humid. I'm not used to humidity, and I'm sweating. Like I'm super hot, and I'm freezing because it's like super cold. Like up there, it's like super humid, and so I'm like shivering. And I want to go back down the trailhead and meet her, but because it's so steep, they don't allow so I have to wait for her to go back down the gondola. It sucked.
Oh, you have to take the gondola down?
Yeah, you can't go because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
I could see if it was very slick, but you could just make dominoes of people.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's the problem with those trails. They're that steep, so. But there's like another fire road you could take down, but I'm just gonna wait for her up the top.
Yeah. That's really cool. Well, your mom is really super cool. I love that she has helped get you into all of these great sports.
I know I'm the only person in the family to run a marathon and an ultra marathon. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's cool.
I love it.
But my brother is on the national team for biathlon, and he's like this year is his first World Cup tour, and he was a top Canadian like 3 times, and like he's doing really good in biathlon, and I'm doing really good in running.
So you have a very athletic family.
Oh yeah, my dad was a downhill skier coach, like alpine skiing. Like
okay.
Have you ever watched that before?
I have, yeah.
I have.
When they go like 120 kilometers an hour down a hill, I'm like, that's just so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys could I have fun. I could adrenaline rushes of running trails. And I'm just like, I would never go that fast on a hill. Like going like 90 miles an hour. I'm like, that's just like gut wrenching.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley. And
You're
thank
welcome.
you to my son, Royal, over here for doing all the technical stuff. It's a lot of work, and we really appreciate him. And Coach Loretta, thank you for all the organizing you do, and the listeners. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ashley.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
everyone. Have a good
You.
evening.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.